How do I find a new job? How can I make a career change? And the biggest question of all, can I really find a career that I love? Hey, my name is Jen Smith, and I believe career success doesn't have to be at the expense of living a radiantly happy and healthy lifestyle. As a former HR leader and recruiter turned career coach, I get what companies are looking for when hiring top talent. What that means for you is an unmatched combination of insider knowledge and the best kept secrets about making heart-based career changes and navigating the ups and downs of job searching in today's world of work. Whether you're a recent graduate navigating the job market for the first time or a seasoned professional ready for a career change, this show is for you. So grab your coffee or your kombucha, pull up a seat, and get ready to be challenged and inspired to move beyond your self-doubt and take the right next steps towards landing a career you love. Because you deserve a long, radiantly happy and healthy career. This is the Flourish Careers Podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Flourish Careers Podcast. I'm Jen Smith, your host, and today we are jumping into an extension of last week's episode, which was about creating heart-based career goals. So this week, I'm here with an interesting and what I would say not talked about enough topic in the world of career changes. And that topic is visualization. I like to call this mental magic. It is super powerful in creating change in your career and in your life. Visualization isn't some fluffy woo-woo used by people who aren't living in reality. It's actually quite the opposite. It's used by a ton of people, including world-class athletes who want to bring positive change and outcomes into their careers. So in this episode, we're going to talk about what visualization is and the science behind it, how to use visualization in your job search. I'm going to share a story of one of my beloved community members who used this technique to help her make a big change. We'll talk through potential obstacles getting in your way and then some additional tools to help you. So first, let's put this in perspective. So imagine this. It's a rainy and stormy day. The sky is dark and there's no sunshine in sight. You're brewing up a hot cup of coffee and sitting down to do a puzzle that you received as a gift. You open the box of 1,000 tiny puzzle pieces and spread them out on a table, only to find out you don't have a picture of the image of what the puzzle is supposed to be. Now, side note, I know that puzzles usually come with an image on the box, but just go with me on this. I actually got a puzzle for a gift, and there was no image. So this is where this comes from. Now, imagine you have this 1,000-piece puzzle without an image to put it together, especially if it's a black and white puzzle or one of those double-sided ones, which I always like to buy for my dad or my brother as kind of a fun and really challenging gift. But anyways, when you don't have the image of the puzzle, it can be so challenging and frustrating. Similarly, embarking on a career change without a clear goal or being able to visualize the end state can feel like attempting to solve a puzzle without referencing a complete image. You're going to feel lost and uncertain and unsure of the direction, and it can be overwhelming and really hard to navigate the process. So in last week's episode, we discussed crafting heart-based career intentions. Now take it a step further and determine that mental imagery of you in your next best role or company or industry or a new way of working. So can you picture yourself in your next best role? How does it feel when you wake up each day? What time do you wake up? What does your morning routine look like? What are you wearing? Who's around you? What time are you starting work or ending work? What are you doing? Where are you going? What does your workspace look like? All of these are questions you can ask yourself to get at the heart of visualizing yourself making a career change. So, in its simplest form, visualization is the link between thoughts and behaviors. It's the mind-body relationship, which is an essential connection for achieving your best intentions. I like to call it mental magic that can get you closer to your heart-based goals. Now, we have to take ownership of our change. And one of the best things you can do is commit and start to see and feel your future self. Personally, I've done this for every significant change I've made, and I encourage all my beloved clients to do the same. When you may not have all the pieces or know exactly how they fit together, it can be challenging, but visualizing your desired outcome can help you identify the steps and the actions needed to bring your vision to life. Just like with a puzzle image to guide you, visualization in a career change helps you stay focused and motivated. It's going to provide better direction to help you make decisions that align with your ultimate goals. And here's the fascinating part. There's actually science behind the power of visualization. It is not some woo-woo concept. Our thoughts and emotions can physically change our brains. When we visualize something, our brain forms neural pathways as if we're actually experiencing what we're imagining. It's like our brain can't tell the difference between what is real and what's imagined. And guess what? This has some amazing benefits. There are studies out there that have shown this. I'm going to share one with you. So there was this cool study done by Harvard Medical School, and they found that people who visualized practicing a piano piece had the same physical changes in their brains as those who actually practiced it playing the piano. So they had a group of people who actually practiced playing a song and a group of people who visualized themselves playing the same song, and their brains had the same physical changes. There are a couple other studies about exercise and lifting weights, and I just think that this is so wild. It means that visualization can actually train our brains for real performance. So when we visualize ourselves achieving our goals, we're priming our brains to make it easier for us to actually achieve them. And many successful people, including the legend Muhammad Ali, have used visualization. I know Michael Phelps talks about it a lot as well, but Muhammad Ali called this the future history exercise. So before every match, he would vividly picture himself as the champion. His arms are lifted in the air and the referee's proclaiming him the champion. He would visualize it. He would hear the crowds cheering him on and shouting his name. He would feel how amazing it felt to win. And all the energy and focus would then be directed to making it happen. So when he walked into the ring, he was extremely well prepared, both mentally and physically. In his mind, he already won the fight. So his subconscious mind would constantly look for ways to make that desired outcome true. It was like he was mentally rehearsing his success, and clearly it worked for him. He is one of the most significant sports figures of his time, and he's often regarded as the greatest heavyweight boxer ever. So the bottom line is that visualization is not just some fluffy technique. It's backed by science and it affects our brains. So by visualizing our goals and our desired outcomes, we can strengthen the connections in our brain and improve our chances of success. It's like training our brains to make our dreams a reality. Pretty incredible, isn't it? So now let's talk through how to do this. You can start practicing visualization today if you want. It is really simple. So what you want to do is begin by taking your heart-based career goal and that desired outcome and just start reading them out loud. Then close your eyes and imagine yourself in the future where you've already achieved your goal. and hold that mental picture as if it were occurring to you in this moment. So think about it and really feel it in your body. I always encourage folks to engage with as many of your 5 senses as possible. So again, what are you feeling? What are you wearing? Who are you with? Is there a smell in the air? What do you hear? What is in your environment? So sit with it and really feel it. And then finally, bring this mental image into your morning or your evening rituals and repeat the practice often. You can also combine this with a meditation if that works for you, or some type of daily affirmation. If you want to take it even a step further, you might consider creating what I like to call heart art. I heard this term a while ago and it stuck with me. Very similar to what you might call a vision board, but whatever you call it, heart art has images and words and other visual representations depicting what you want to achieve or become. And the idea behind heart art is that by creating a visual representation of your goals, you can better focus your attention and energy on achieving them. Or back to our puzzle, it would be the image on the outside of your puzzle box. And think about it. When you start a puzzle, you have a bunch of scattered pieces in front of you. It may seem overwhelming at first, but as you sort through them and find the right connections, a clearer picture emerges. In the same way, when you create your heart art, you're gathering different images and quotes and visual representations that reflect your goals and aspirations. So it's like collecting puzzle pieces representing different aspects of your desired future. Each piece represents a part of the bigger picture that you're trying to create. And then as you arrange these pieces in your heart art, it's like fitting the puzzle pieces together. You find the connections and visually represent your dreams and aspirations. Just like with a puzzle, the more pieces you add, the clearer the picture becomes. And here's the interesting part. Just as you need the picture on the puzzle box to guide you, your heart art acts as your guiding image. It's the reference point for your aspirations and your heart-based career goals. So you can display it in a place where you see it each day, and that helps you stay focused and motivated as you work towards bringing that vision to life. It becomes this dynamic representation of your evolving heart-based career goals. And as you look at it every day, it serves as a reminder of what you're working towards and the steps you need to take. So whether you're putting together a physical puzzle or creating heart art, both processes involve finding the right pieces and fitting them together to create a meaningful and inspiring intention. It's a visual testament to the puzzle pieces of your heart-based career goals coming together. So it's fun to embrace the process of creating your heart art, just like you might enjoy the challenge of putting together a puzzle on a rainy day. Let it be fun and creative and a way to explore different aspirations, finding the connections and creating that visual roadmap towards your goals. For me, I like to do this each season. So I take my favorite planner, the Savor Life Planner, which if you haven't tried this planner, you need to. I have a link for $25 off your first one, which I'll add to the show notes. But basically, what I like to do is open up to a page, and there's specific pages in there for visioning and doodling. I like to use different colored pens or markers to write words associated with my heart-based intentions. Sometimes I have images of flowers, or I'll create my own flowers. I like to use the stickers that come with the planner. I have different patterns of washi tape that are super fun to use. And I just create this image that to me is very beautiful and inspiring. Then I start my day by reviewing it, and I close out each day by reviewing it. So it always keeps my goals and my priorities top of mind. And it's super pretty to look at and fun to create. So for me, it's a really grounding and reassuring exercise. Now, let me share a quick story about one of my beloved career changers. So for years, she dedicated her life to working in IT in the government sector. So she was diligently adhering to very strict protocols and doing a great job. But while she was good at her job and had a stable career, deep down in her heart, she longed for something more exciting and creative. So after reflecting, she decided she wanted to give it a go and make an industry change into the video game industry. She was really excited about the prospect of this change. However, it wasn't going to be easy. The video game industry is highly competitive. And other than playing games, she had no prior experience or formal training in game development, which is the part of the video game industry that she wanted to work in. So every night before going to sleep, she would close her eyes and imagine herself working in game development. She pictured herself collaborating with artists and designers and programmers. She visualized the process of creating characters and different environments and captivating storylines. Then she did create some heart art. So I remember her showing me, it was a painting. It was this beautiful, extremely vivid and colorful painting of one of these storylines that she had in her mind. Now, of course, you have to do the work alongside the visualization. So we can't just visualize something and paint a picture of it and expect it to happen. You have to do the work. So she immersed herself in learning about the industry. She watched a ton of tutorials, joined online forums, learned the different skills required. During the day, she continued to work in the government sector, but her evenings were dedicated to building this portfolio of different ideas and honing her skills. Then she discovered a local game development community that organized different workshops. So she attended a couple of those. She started meeting people in the industry through these events and began understanding from an insider's perspective what went into being successful in the video game industry. From there, she ended up going to a conference. It was out of state, but it was with all of the well-known game designers. And at that conference, she met one of the well-known game designers, shared her story and a little bit of her portfolio. He saw a lot of potential in her and offered her this kind of volunteer-ish apprenticeship opportunity at his game studio. So she accepted the offer and did this nights and weekends, and it turned out to be extremely transformative. She learned hands-on, collaborated with different professionals, and as time passed, she was offered a full-time position at the studio. So to this day, she continues to work on exciting projects and contributing her creative ideas to these stories and characters in the games. Her visualization practice not only helped her change careers, but also helped her find fulfillment and happiness in her work. So this story is a reminder that with dedication, perseverance, and the ability to visualize, it is possible to make a heart-based career change into a field that brings joy and fulfillment. Now, I realize that some of you still thinks this sounds like nonsense, so I wanted to address some of the common obstacles that you might encounter when practicing visualization. First is skepticism or doubt. Some people might find it challenging to believe in the effectiveness of visualization or might feel skeptical about its impact. What's important to remember here is that visualization is not a magic solution, but it's a tool to help your mindset and help you focus on making a change happen. So I would encourage you to be open-minded and give it a try. Another obstacle is lack of consistency. So like any practice, visualization requires regularity to be effective. It's not enough to visualize your goals once and expect immediate results. Consistency is key. So I always recommend making it part of your daily routine, whether morning or evening, before work, after work, and just commit to practicing it over time. Distractions can also hinder the effectiveness of visualization. Our world today is so fast. It is so easy to get caught up in all the distractions. But instead, maybe create a dedicated space in just a couple minutes for visualization where you can minimize those distractions and immerse yourself in the process. This will help you again maintain that focus and get the most out of your practice. Lastly, unrealistic expectations can be an obstacle. While visualization is a powerful tool, it's important to remember that it works in conjunction with action. It won't guarantee success alone. So you have to combine it with practical steps like networking, skill building, and a strategic job search. Visualization is a complementary tool to enhance your motivation, confidence, and clarity as you take action toward your goals. So remember that visualization is a process that takes time and patience. So be kind to yourself and enjoy the process of visualizing your future successes. Now, I just wanted to share a couple additional tools. So you could use mantras in conjunction with visualization or your heart art. So basically, a mantra is a repeated phrase or affirmation that helps your mind align with your thoughts and your goals. Mind mapping. So if you're not really into the heart art thing, you could use mind mapping techniques to visually represent your career goals. You could attend some workshops. So I actually found a workshop on Eventbrite, and that's where I started doing heart art even more. It provided structured guidance and a really supportive community, and it was fun. So there's all kinds of tools that you can use to support your visualization practice. In summary, visualization is the link between thoughts and behaviors. It's the mind-body relationship, which is an essential connection for achieving your best. I like to call it mental magic that can get you closer to your goals. Once you clearly envision yourself on your heart-based career path, bring this mental image into your morning or evening ritual and repeat the practice often. Combining visualization techniques with heart art and action-oriented strategies can increase your chances of success and help you achieve your heart-based career goals more effectively. So I hope you gain some valuable insights into the power of visualization and how it relates to your heart-based career planning. Just like completing a 1,000-piece puzzle on a rainy day, your career journey may have its challenges and uncertainties. But by embracing the art of visualization, you can shape a future that aligns with your heart-based intentions and aspirations. Visualization can serve as your guiding image, helping you to stay focused, motivated, and connected to your goals. Because you deserve a long, radiantly happy, and healthy career. That's a wrap for this week. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to support the show, please consider recommending it to a friend. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you next week.